Alright, morning everybody. So they got this running last night. It ran for about 30 seconds before it started itself fuel and shut off. Judd said it sounded like shit because the fan was still rubbing, so we're gonna get a new pulley, a smaller pulley for the fan. And we're gonna reprime the fuel lines. Hopefully that fixes the starvation problem because it is a brand new fuel pump. So hopefully today's the day we get it running good and I can start putting it back together and get this thing the fuck out of here. Yesterday I went to the pick apart, the local pick apart, and went and pulled this off the only 7.5 they had there, and I didn't realize because I needed a smaller pulley, which that would have worked perfect, but I didn't realize that it's a serpentine belt, not a V belt, so that's the problem. So we're just gonna have to order a new pulley, so we're waiting on those to get here, and when they show up we'll get back to it. New pulley, just what this engine needed, man. Something shiny. Hell yeah. It is a V-band, but it's got two on there. We only need one for this setup, but hell yeah. We can get back to work on this thing now. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Hell yeah. It's a shame we couldn't buy all new brackets and everything. I mean, you can, but we didn't want to spend that much money, but it's pretty good looking. Alright, well, I was gonna start putting it back together, but I remembered I need to find something to clean this up so it doesn't tear up the belt. So I'm gonna get that done, and then we'll get back to putting this thing back together. Got this file down really nice, smooth all the way around. Shouldn't have any problems tearing the belt now. So, but I think I'm gonna take the wire wheel to it, clean it up, hit it with some paint since we got some paint left over from this, just because it looks like shit. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we'll get to installing once it dries. Alright, there it is, cleaned up. Man, I'm not gonna get it perfect, but pretty much cleaned. Got the Fomoco. Hit it with some paint. I'm gonna go with the silver. Man, that looks a million times better. Hell yeah. Backside was a little wet still, damn it, but whatever. Tired of waiting. Sweet. Crammed a couple wrenches in there so when I loosened it and pulled it over, it stopped it, and now I can unthread that. Hell yeah. That worked a lot better than I thought. That's why I couldn't get a bolt on it. There's just that back half that was sticking out, and there's no threads on there to thread the bolt on. That's why I was having such a hard time, because he threaded it through the freaking alternator. So I can put that longer bolt in there, and we can be on our way. Now we got some threads that we can bite. Hell yeah. Alright. That's money, baby. Hell yeah. Put that fan back on, bolt this in, and then see if we can't get it started in time again. I'm gonna have to reprime the fuel line, but hell yeah. Just gotta purge this line again. There we go. But it just stops. I don't know why. Okay. I thought it'd be like when you siphon a gas tank, but it's not like that. So you get the fuel to the line, then you can plug it back on, and then the fuel pump's gonna be what gets it the rest of the way. So I figured once you had the suction, it'd just keep coming, but not the case. So I'm gonna get that back on, and then I guess we'll see if we can start this thing. Alright, let's see if we can't get this old bitch to bark real quick. A little backfire. Dang, it's trying. It's running. Alright, it was running that time.
Oh yeah, sounded like shit. Sounded like shit, but I had to turn it off. It was running. Oh, is that what it was? We were just misfiring? Forgot to put the plug back.
Alright, so we got the plugs are black, got a lot of carbon buildup on them, so I'm gonna clean the plugs and I'm gonna pull the fuel pump back out and reinstall it, hopefully, because maybe it just sucked in wrong, I don't know. Which is unfortunate, because if you guys watched the previous episode, you know how big of a pain that thing is to get to, but yeah. So I'm gonna get started on that. It's running, but it sounds terrible, so yeah, that's what we're thinking. We got the timing on the distributor right now. It's just no fuel and it's struggling for spark, so there we go. That's much better. Get them all looking like that, and then we'll throw them back in. I am going to try and find a razor blade to clean the clean underneath there with a razor as soon as I can find one. Yeah, I'm gonna clean them all up, put them all back in, then I'll work on that fuel pump, and then I'll try again. Yeah, number 2 is pretty nasty. Alright, there's all 8 plugs cleaned up. You gotta get number 8 underneath the truck. It's a bitch to get to. Right up in there. Just gotta snug it, put the wire back on, then work on the fuel pump. Okay, so couldn't get any fuel through that. We're thinking it's the carb. So we're gonna pull this in the morning, check this out, maybe clean the jets, whatever. If that doesn't work, then I will work on pulling the fuel pump and putting that back in, and then yeah. We're gonna clean this up with a bunch of carb cleaner, pull the jets out and everything, make sure that's good, but we're not quite sure why the door isn't opening all the way yet. And I'm gonna pull this fuel pump off and put it back in, see if we can get it right, because it says the pump can stay primed for a long time before you need to prime it again. So yeah, I'm wondering if it just didn't get sucked in there right, so I'm gonna redo it. It's just a pain to get to, unfortunately. Alright, got that all taken off. Now I can access the pump, which I got that bolt loose already, but I couldn't get that one. This one's a bitch. Back to doing this. I mean, it works, so alright, so I just pulled it back off. I gotta tighten it, I got a finger tight, but every time I pulled it off, to get it back in, you have to turn the engine and it sucks it back in. This time I didn't have to do it, so I think it is in the right spot. Either this is clogged, I don't think so though, because it was running, so we're pretty much 100% positive it's the carb, because when we put fuel in the top, it's not opening and it's starving the engine is what's happening, and every time it runs it sounds like dog shit. So yeah, we're gonna work on that next. I'm gonna put this back together, and yeah, shit, man. Alright, I got this all put back together, all tightened up. I popped off the fuel line and it's still bone dry, so I'm going to re-vacuum it and see if we can't get some fuel into that motherfucker. And then we gotta figure out that carb. Well, I'm not getting any fuel out of it, and this thing's hot as shit. I need to let it cool down so it doesn't explode on me. But yeah, god damn it. Might need a new one of these. Again. Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna get to work on cleaning this up. Just gotta pull that S pin out, disconnect that, disconnect this one for your choke, then pull all those screws, split it in half, and then you can access everything. So I'm gonna get to work on that. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Yeah, she's not too pretty in there. Alright, things looking pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna put this all back on. It's looking pretty good, so it's working pretty good now too. So get it all put back together. We'll see if this thing will run today. Gotta put the fan back on too. I forgot to do that the other day. Alright, it's all put back together. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is how the belt is still slightly on an angle. Just slightly. I don't think it's too big of a deal, but it might be. Who knows? And then the only thing we got to figure out before we can run it is how we're going to get fuel to the pump. For some reason I can't get fuel out of the line, and we have fuel in the tank. So, alright, so that's a new one. Couldn't get fuel out of it again, so I'm gonna go fill this up. We're gonna put a fuel line from the tank to the fuel pump to make sure the fuel pump's working, and then I guess we'll figure out the fuel line. And I'll put the rest of this gas in the tank, which will be about 10 gallons in the tank, and then we know for sure we'll have gas, and it's that line. Something's not working here, so it's just it's frustrating. I don't know why it worked so easy the first time, and now we fixed the issue, and now it's just problem after problem. But I'll fill this gas tank up. I'll be back. Alright, we've got some diagnosis. Kind of have a direction with the engine now. Carb is locked. After I cleaned it, it felt good, like off the block, but once you put it on there, it's completely locked. And the spacer for this motherfucker is for a Holly, not a Edelbrock. So that's one of our problems. This hose also needs to go to this right here because it's a constant vacuum leak. So we'll get that hooked up, fix that. Just this hose. Some other stuff. So the coil sparks are supposed to be blue, but they're yellow. It's not getting enough temp, so we have low spark on those. This battery is too small, so it's cranking slow, but I mean that's not really a problem. We can fix that. Something else I'm missing. Hold on. So we figured out the problem with that is it needs to be, it's supposed to be used with an external resistor. We don't have that, so the coil's just, that might be why we're having low spark. And then the guy was saying from the sounds of it, our valves might be too tight or just not seated properly. I'm not sure on that. What confuses me about the whole thing though is we had it running. Like it was running. So all I did was change the gaskets, but now we have a direction what we need to do, and we're getting that done. Getting a new carb, new spacers, and we'll slowly start figuring this thing out.
Awesome. Finally got some fuel. Damn.
So we gotta fix the exhaust leak, get the radiator hooked up, fill the ATF, and then we can run it and time it. But hell yeah, it's running now, baby. Alright, so we figured out why I can't get the headers to mount up is we're gonna have to drop the back of the exhaust to get them to line up straight and then lift the back. So that'll fix the exhaust leak. I'm working on putting the fan back on so we can put that piece back on and mount up the radiator. Alright, gotta make sure those are in front so you can tuck it behind and under, but get this all bolted down, and then we can mount up the radiator, fill it up, run that, fill the ATF, because you have to fill the transmission while the engine's running, and then we can get the thing timed. Alright, I got this all bolted up, just need to mount up the radiator, hook up the hoses, fill the coolant. The new Edelbrock looks good too. This thing's kind of tricky because it just doesn't fit well. I don't know why, but I've got to get it dropped down enough to get into those bolt holes and to get this lower than that so everything functions. But so I'm gonna be working on this for a little while. I've got this side lined up. I'm gonna shove some bolts to there, and then I'm gonna tap this side down just a little bit more. These bolts are a pain to get to on the back, but I'll get that one bolted. That one's bolted. Got that one knocked down, and just gotta take a flathead and pull that thread thing down. Hell yeah, those are in. Radiator's on. Those bolts were a cunt. I had to use a magnet to freaking get them on there and thread them so I could get a wrench in there and tighten them. Good hell. Alright, Got the transmission lines hooked up to the bottom of the radiator, so now it'll stop spitting all over the floor. Just got a new bag of floor clean, so hopefully this is the last time I gotta clean this shit up. I can't believe there's still this much fluid in that transmission, dude. Cleaned up like 3 lakes already. Boys, new hose is here, and it fucking clears, baby. Gonna have to cut it though, but that's gonna work. Hell yeah. I gotta find the radiator cap though. Probably gonna have to order a new one of those. I don't know where that went. Alright, I gotta pick up a couple more of those because I'm gonna put 2 on this end just because it's a hose is a little big. But I got it cleaned up a lot more flush, so no more kinks. Good to go. I probably could cut a little bit more, kind of less than that, but we're good, man. Got clearance. Fuck yeah. So I can get those, I can hook up the bottom hose too and fill this thing with coolant. Alright, full of coolant. Not seeing any leaks anywhere this time. Hell yeah, bro. It's holding. It's dry. Alright, so I'm down here trying to fix these exhaust leaks from the headers. I've got that one lined up with the bolt holding it, but I mean the nut holding it, but I can't get the bolt in on the other side of that flange. I got this one sucked up enough to where I can get it to just try and thread it in and try to suck it up, but this one I'm really struggling with. This one's been the bitch the whole time. This is the one that's been mainly leaking. I've been trying to pull the exhaust forward because it's short. I cannot get that threaded through. I mean, I cannot get that bolt through the hole to put the nut on the back, so that's kicking my ass. And then this thing's so rusted and fucked, you can't even get the flange to move up. It's like, if I do get it to move up, then I can't. It's just kicking my ass. I gotta figure this out. And then we've got to remount the rear of the exhaust, and then that's pretty much the last big things we got to do besides fill the transmission and get this thing running. But god damn it, dude, this is kicking my ass. Well, luckily those 2 loosened. I don't know why that one had a snap, so hopefully I can slide this forward just enough to make contact with the header and bolt them up, and hopefully I can just not worry about that, but we'll see. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this thing up a little bit. Alright, got the driver's side header mounted. As you can see, that coupler thing right there is a little bit bent on the sides where the bolts are, so it doesn't sit too flush on there, but the exhaust is up and mounted in there. I don't know if you can see that, but you can feel it. It's touching. I don't think that's gonna leak, so. And with everything snapping on this thing, we're calling that good. She's snugged up anyway, so hell yeah. Now we're back to this one. This one's been the problem the whole time. This one was leaking pretty bad last time I had it mounted up, so see if we can get this done. Alright, after loosening that like 4 times and yanking on it, I finally got that top bolt. Yeah, there it is. I finally got that top bolt in there, so I'm just trying to work it on a little bit, see if I can feed that bolt into the bottom. We'll be lined up, I can tighten it down, and then we can work on that exhaust back there. And using my leg and shit to lift this pipe and move shit and try to, god, Jesus, dude. So unfortunately I don't have a flashlight to really show you guys, but you can see it is tucked up in there. Both sides, so hopefully that fixes the exhaust leak. I'm not getting those any further. They won't budge. I've been hitting them with the hammer and everything. So yeah, those are gonna have to sit a little bit down on both sides, but yeah, man, hopefully that works. I got those tightened up. Luckily they didn't snap. I didn't tighten them too much, but I did raise the exhaust up, and she is sturdy. She ain't going nowhere. Yeah, got that hood on. Missing the threads for this bolt, so it's only 3 bolts, but hell yeah, freaking big boy on there, man. It's sweet too, because the distributor is built into the rotary cap, that thing right there, so that's freaking sick. I mean reservoir. It's pretty sweet. It did shoot forward last time. Make sure your foot's on the brake. Joe drove it right in the wall last time.
Remember.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hold it.
Dang.
You ain't got fuel yet, damn it.
Alright, so this thing's running, it's timed. Just gotta hook up all the little shit like the throttle, and then the main thing we gotta do is get this fuel line figured out so we can get fuel to the pump. Alright, so all I really gotta do is get this fuel line and fuel pump to work. I'm gonna pull that off, clean it. Alright, hopefully that'll pinch it off good enough so I can get this out. This thing is full of water and gunk, dude. It's terrible. Alright, you can see how fucking nasty that is. So, I don't know how to clean one of these. Can't find anything on how. I'm just gonna shoot some brake cleaner through it. Hopefully it fucking does alright. Hell yeah, so I just twisted it really hard and I got it to on thread. So, hell yeah, we can actually clean it pretty decently. So, hell yeah, that's freaking tits. Look at that. Able to take it all apart. Now we can really clean this thing. Hell yeah. Alright, that is much better. I'm gonna take the air hose, unclip this line, and we're gonna blow it out hopefully, and then put everything back together and we'll try and siphon this line again. Alright, got it all hooked back up and it instantly started filling with fuel. It looks so much better. Now we're gonna see if we can siphon it. Alright, gonna pop that off the end, bleed this, and hook it back up. Yeah, might have to get a new one. This one's probably toast. I just tried the new pump up front, and it pulled the fuel out of the filter into the line. So I know that the clog is in the fucking tank. So I'm going to pop this off and see if I can siphon it out of the tank, then hook it back up to the filter. Fuck, dude. I don't know what to do now. Well, I guess I'll finish putting the front end on this, and then gotta get something to siphon the tank, drop the tank, clean the tank, hook it back up, hook the lines back to it, hook the line up to the fuel pump. Then we can start this thing, run it off its own gas, and finish it. There we go. Looking like a truck again. Not bad, boys. Can't get the hose into the tank because of these two fucking vents. So I'm gonna have to take that apart, shove the hose down to there to get to the tank to drain it. Other thing is, we don't have a tank to put the gas into, so I gotta figure that out too. Alright, I can't get the hose into the tank from the loop at the top, so probably just gonna have to fucking drop the tank and drain it on the ground. Hopefully that works out. I don't fucking know. Alright, got that clip off. It's just those two. I'm gonna loosen that. See if we can get this clip off. Hook that hose up. See if we can't get anything out before we drop it. Now I'm gonna hook that drill pump up to it. See if we can't get anything in that jerry can. Oh, fucking god damn it. Fuck. So I can't get fuel out of there. So we're gonna drop the whole tank and try to siphon it from the top when I pop the cap off. But I'm gonna clean these fucking bolts because they are goddamn nasty. I don't think I'm gonna be able to crack that off. So I'll clean this up and then we'll get these bolts off. Use that jack to drop the tank, and we should be good. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute on those two. We're gonna try that one first, because that one right there is just as fucked as this one was, and that one, I don't know if I can clean that one. So I put both those jacks, let's drop those straps, lower that fucker down, pull it out. The fucking stud is turning with the bolt. Alright, so that's the current setup. Got some vice grips on there, some channel locks, and just got that little 15 wrench. It's the only thing I can fit up there, and just slowly turning it. It's working, but it's gonna take for fucking ever. No fucking way, boys. Holy fuck. We did it. Holy fucking shit. Alright. Now I'm going to drop the jacks slowly, get the tank down a little bit so I can try and unhook anything that might be on top of the tank, like gas lines and stuff, and then yeah, we'll fucking drop this thing. That's not what I wanted to see. Alright, so I believe the reason why I won't fall is because I'm trying to, fuck, it's hard to show you guys. I gotta get those fuel hoses off and unplug that one little wire. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, right there, the yellow one. I'm having a very hard time getting these gas lines off. I got that band on the small one loosened, but this big one's backwards. It's on the other side of the tank. I don't know how the fuck you even do that or why it's like that, but I think that's the only thing that's holding it up is a stiff ass motherfucker. Alright, so since I can't reach that fucking loosen, I just twisted it underneath there. And then I'm hoping this one, the weight of it will actually just pull it off. I don't know. Oh yeah. Alright, dude, we're in business. Be nice and easy. Oh, no, she's caught. What now? See what I'm saying? That one, the big one's fucking backwards. I don't know who the fuck did that, but I'm gonna try and loosen that one a little bit more. See if that'll pop off, because I think that's the only thing that's left holding this that I can see. But yeah, this is something I've learned. I might have already said this in the video, but most people with these trucks, they get rid of that tank right there because it throws the weight off of the truck because it sits on the driver's side, not dead center. And they'll replace the rear with a bigger tank. That's what most people do with these, but this one's the opposite. Somebody pulled the rear and left this one. The whole filler neck came out. But that's off, so let's try and drop this sucker again. Why? Why? What in the fuck are you caught on now? I guess that hose bolted to that clamp. I'm gonna have to take that bolt out right there. Good fucking God, dude. Alright, got that bolt out. Let's see if we can drop it now. Alright, moment of truth. Come on. Seriously, again? What in the fuck is it on? Yeah, pushing on it, it's dropping it. Just caught. Holy shit. Just work with me here. Come on. Give me what I need. Yes. Oh, yes. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Just trying to level it out. She's caught somewhere again, so give me the goods. Yes. Yes. I just wish I could pull this jack back just a little bit. It's gonna tip. Fuck yeah, boys. There it is. Gas tank dropped, baby. This truck has been nothing but first times. Dumbest fucking shit ever. I tried to vacuum this fucker out with that, not even a fucking drop. I dropped the tank, move it a couple times, and then the gas starts pouring out of this fucking thing. What the fuck? That is frustrating as fuck, dude. So, I don't know. I think I'll probably still pull this, siphon it, see how dirty it is in there, maybe clean it, throw it back up, and then hope we can actually get the fuel pump to fucking suck. I know the fuel pump works because we were running it out of that gas tank. So I just gotta get the fucking fuel lines done. I've cleaned the fuel filter and all that. I've blasted out that line, so if I can get fuel from this to the fucking filter, I think we're good. All right. So this thing's a lot fuller than I thought, unfortunately. Fuck, dude. That thing's pretty much full, bro. What the fuck? So I'm gonna siphon it all out. See what we can do here.
Austin, dude.
Alright, so we went and ordered a manual pump. We'll hook that up and we should be gold. We'll drain this fucker into those two tanks. We'll order some cleaning stuff, get that tank cleaned. Tank cleaning will probably have to be Monday or Tuesday whenever the stuff shows up because it is Friday, so I don't know how far we'll be able to get to that. As long as we can get it drained today and then order that stuff tonight, hopefully it'll be here beginning of next week and we can finish this tank, get it back in. Because I really want to finish this truck. I want to drive this fucking thing. You better let me take it for a little test drive, bro. Alright, boys. Hand pumps here. Let's get this shit going. Fuck yeah. One hose goes there, one hose goes there. And you just pump that bitch. Not too bad. Well, boys, this is a pretty long, painful job. My arms are burning right now. I mean, they were sore from yesterday, but fuck. That one's full. That 5 gallons full. The spout in there has a filter in the spout, and there's a lot of shit in it. So, a lot of big black chunks in there. So, I was just pumping it, and it just started overflowing, dude. Son of a bitch. I didn't realize it was fucking all the way full already. Holy fuck, dude. Alright, that tank's about to overflow too. There's no way this tank is that fucking big, bro. Holy shit. Those 4 all filled to the fucking brim, and there's just a teeny bit left in there that I can't get with the hose, so we'll have to clean that out of there. But we can get a new tank for about 160. Cleanup kit's about 110, so we're gonna talk to the boss and see if we can just get a new tank. But whatever he wants to do, I'll clean this, whatever. But it would be nice to just get a new one and not have to deal with any of that. But boss gave us the go ahead to get a new tank. So new tank doesn't come with these though. So we're gonna pop these out of this one, clean them up, throw them in the new tank, put the new tank up, and hopefully we'll be good to go, man. All right. So while we wait for the new tank to get here, I am going to take the kick down off of this old carb, put it on the new carb because it doesn't have any of that. I think it'll fit, but it might not because this carb's a bit bigger than the other one, but we'll see. Yeah, I figured, but this one's way too big. Fucking everything on this engine was matched together, and I've just been trying to fix everything. It's fucking so annoying. Like, the carb that was on it isn't even for this. Jesus. So we're gonna have to find that in that size. Alright, I got that fuel filter off. I'm just gonna clean it up the best I can. I can't take this one apart like the other one, so we'll just do what we can. So a lot of brown shit came out of that, specifically the inside. Probably rust, which was probably gunking it up, so hopefully this one will be a problem now. It's about as clean as I can get it. Alright, fuel pump and lines all hooked back up, filters back on. I'm gonna leave this one though until we get the new tank back on so I can suction out the line and get that flowing. Bam. Look at that shiny bad boy. Luckily we can skip that one. Just throw that one in, got the new ring. It's gonna be tits. Alright, we popped the lines, pulled the float out. I'm gonna clean this up and throw it in the new one. Alright, I got the hose on. Got this cleaned up. I'll put that back in. It's the old one, the new one. set that on there and place that in there, set that on there, and then you tap it into place. So I got the other one off. You just take a flathead or something and just hammer it so it slides up out of there. But yeah, I'm gonna get that put in. This float goes in like that. So, alright, now that that's in, the float's at the bottom, the pickup's at the bottom. Now I just take this and latch it under there. Alright, I'm gonna try and get this thing back in now. Just gotta get it lined up, jack it up, hook everything back up, and try and get those strap mounts back. But alright, it's taking a little bit of maneuvering, but she's getting up there. It's about pretty much into place. It needs to come down just a little bit more this way. And then I gotta get the jack off this freaking where the strap goes, move it over a little bit, but then we'll be able to work on these fucking things, strap it up. I just need to get them hoses a little bit better. They're freaking stiff as shit. They're hard to get through there, but you know, after going back and forth with these jacks and just little movements, it's going up, man. It's almost sitting where it needs to be. It's almost snug. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I've got it going up pretty good, but the tank is hitting right there on that drive shaft mount, so I gotta move the tank back just a little bit before I can lift it up more. So I'm gonna drop it down, try to slide it back just a little bit, but other than that, it's looking all pretty good in place. Alright, so that top one's right, but I gotta figure out how to clear that fucking drive shaft bracket. It's like that much that I gotta clear over, get the tank over so I can tilt the tank properly in the rear to get that strap to wrap around proper and get the tank the rest of the way up. So that's what I'm kind of struggling with. Been fucking around with it for like an hour and I can't get it right. So unfortunately those hoses are really fucking stiff and it makes it really difficult, but I think I'm gonna have to feed those back out, raise it up a little crooked, see if I can clear that shaft, then lay it on it and then lift it up and then fit the hoses back through, which isn't gonna be fun, but let's try it. Alright, let's see if we can get this fucking tank into place now. Just trying to clear that fucking, that right there. Just gotta get over that. So I've been trying to get this tank to rotate, because you can see I've got room up there, but we touch there. But the thing is, I just cannot get it to twist that way. It'll twist this way, but that's kind of what I've been hung up on. That's why I was trying to clear that drive shaft right there, because I can't twist it up. But I can't get it to clear that either, so what the fuck. Alright, so I undid the bottom strap, moved that top one, unhooked that filler hose, dropped it down. Now I can, let me see if I can show you. Now I can try and clear that freaking notch right there. Get this lip up above that, and then I should be able to get everything correctly into place. Alright boys, I think I got it. Look at that. Not hitting that anymore. I can bring the tank all the way up into place. That hose is right freaking there. Connector's right there. Might need to come back just slightly a little bit to line up that strap. But dude, I think we got it. So now I'm gonna throw back on that filler tube right there and finish getting this thing put back up into the spot. I did, by the way, order the parts for the kickdown and the throttle assembly, so those are on its way also. So once I get this tank done, we can throw those on and try and get this thing the fuck out of here. I've only got 10 days left before I'm quitting, so hopefully we can get this done in time. Alright, got that hooked back up and she is sitting nice and flush, and I finally got to clear that. So yeah, just gotta go a little bit higher, but fuck yeah boys, the tank is in. I got some vice grips on there, some channel locks. Again, which is how I got it off in the first place, so we'll see if that works. Tank fucking installed. I just gotta hook everything up. Alright, I got that all hooked back up. And I got this wire hooked back up. That little one right there. And then now I just gotta get the filler tube hooked back up. Hook back up the breathing tube, and then we got ourselves a new tank, baby. Alright, it's just one thing after the other. I just wanted to put in that filler neck, and those are backwards for some fucking reason. So I gotta figure that out. Alright. Fuel pump lines are hooked back up, and the fuel filter's hooked back up. So now I just gotta figure that out. So on the new tank, these are swapped. The breather tube and the filler neck are swapped, and that's why the lines are crossing and are just slightly too short on the new tank. Well, I've got this one on. It's not great, but it's on there. The lip's past it, so it's right where the lip starts, but fuck. This one though, just fuck, I don't know what to do. Now we're just waiting on the new carburetor parts, new kick down. That's from the old one, way too big. Then we get this thing done. Alright, just gotta get this exhaust hooked back up. That would be good underneath. Got both those exhaust hangers tightened up. I loosened them when I was tightening up the headers just to get a little movement. But yeah, let's see if that'll stay. There we go. Alright. And she stayed, we're solid. Oh yeah, underneath of the truck is done. You guys are on KCYBC?
Yeah.